To every spin, there is an anti-spin, which, yes, that does indeed mean that we're about to spend a day learning how to do a stall drill that takes us through all the points of an anti-spin flower. Let's check it out. Drex here from DrexFactor.com, teaching you poi spinning and flow arts to benefit your body and brain during the COVID-19 outbreak. And today, we are taking one of my favorite drills and taking it into anti-spin land. Before we dive in, I just want to give a quick shout out to the friends of the channel. Big thanks to Dark Monk, Flow Toys, Pyroterra Light Toys, LMF Props, Spinballs, and Ultrapoi for helping to make the videos on this channel possible. You can learn more about all of these awesome companies and the work that they're doing to support flow artists like yourself by checking out the links that I've got down in the description of this video. So we spent yesterday getting down one of my very favorite drills for learning stalls, specifically all 8 stalls as we work our way around a box, yeah? Now the thing is that all of these stalls are inspin stalls. That is, they can be thought of as stalls that happen as the poi and the hand are moving together in the same direction. For every inspin, there is an anti-spin, however. And it took me a long time, but I did actually manage to figure out how to make this same exercise work in anti-spin. So that's what we're learning today. Now, there is a piece of this puzzle that I'm going to give you that we kind of hinted at in my tutorials on anti-spin flower transitions. And that is that you can think of any of the petals of an anti-spin flower as being the same thing as a stall if you just use them right. We, of course, already played around with doing this both with the top and bottom petals of an anti-spin flower. But now that we know both our top and our bottom stalls, that also means that we have access to the petals on the side as well. So unfortunately, we're going to have to give away our really beautiful box metaphor here because it no longer works, unfortunately, which makes me very sad. But the good news is that we can still take a lot of the same ideas and apply them into an anti-spin space and still make all of it work. So this is kind of going to be a dramatization of the idea of 3 steps forward, 4 steps back. It'll just happen to be steps that happen along the course of an anti-spin flower's petals. So let's start off by saying that I'm going to play around with down stalls, yeah? So if I visualize my anti-spin flower here in front of me, we can think of that bottom petal as being 2 different down stalls. Why 2 different down stalls? Well, because we can come at it either clockwise or counterclockwise as I'm doing these stalls. And each time, I'm just going to treat that bottom petal as though it is a stall for me. We've practiced this just a little bit with our anti-spin stall drills, but I think that this is probably a more systematized way of going about it. But either which way, you want to think as you're going around, you're going 1, 2, 3, down on the 4th petal. Again, 1, 2, 3, down on the 4th petal, right? So if we're going by 4 petals, we're always going to hit the same one each time. But things change if we switch it up and instead only go 3 petals. So for example, I can start off with my hand going clockwise, going 1, 2, 3, 4 petals, and going back 1, 2, 3, 4 petals. And now the next time I go around, I'll only do 3. So we'll do 1, 2, stall on the 3. That means it's a bottom stall going off to my right-hand side, and I can go back around 1, 2, 3, 4 petals and doing a top stall on that petal out to the side. It's useful to think of each petal as essentially being divided between 2 different stalls on each side. Each of the side petals is both a top stall as well as a bottom stall, depending upon which angle you're coming at it from. So we've kind of gotten used to visualizing the stall box as being bottom, bottom, down, up, top, top, up, down. And that's not going to work here. Instead, we're going to have to think of the stalls as all happening on specific petals. So this time around, the visualization is going to be the following sequence. It's going to be down, down, side, side, up, up, side, side. Again, it's going to be down, down, side, side, up, up, side, side, no matter which direction you're going in, yeah? So this is what that winds up looking like. And again, it doesn't matter which direction I start in. I go from here to do down stall, so my next one's going to be to the side, that side again. Now I'm going to do up, and side, before I return to doing my down stalls at the end, yeah? So again, it's going to be, I go around and down, down, side, side, up, up, side, side, yeah? I like going as far around the flower as I possibly can in between stalls. So that's why when I do the side stall, it winds up being 3 petals instead of just 1. Okay, same idea, but this time the poi is going to be spinning counterclockwise, yeah? So it's going to be going around down, down, side, side, up, up, side, side. And again, we go down, down, side, side, up, up, side, side. You see the pattern there? I'm moving around the different petals sequentially in counterclockwise order relative to me. So interestingly enough, do you remember our convention where we discovered that whichever direction you start spinning the poi in as you're doing the inspin stall drill winds up being the opposite of the direction that you're going through the corners in? That is, if I start out clockwise, then I go along the sides of this square that I'm stalling in counterclockwise order. Well, interestingly enough, when we do this in anti-spin, the reverse is true. That is, if I think about the poi going around clockwise, it starts down, goes to the left, up, right, and then back down. So if I execute this drill, guess what happens? As I go around, I stall down, and then left, and then left, then up, and right, and right before I return to the beginning again, yeah? And of course it reverses. So if I go counterclockwise around, I think down, down, right, right, up, up, left, left, down. Yeah? Isn't that wild? So if it's easier to visualize it this way, just pick a direction that you're going to start in and think that you're going to go through each of the petals, stalling on each side in order in that direction, right? So if you want to go clockwise, you're going to go down, left, up, right. And if you go counterclockwise, you're going to go down, right, up, left. Yeah? And of course, just like we did with our inspin drill, we can also do this with both poi at the same time in together same. So I'm going to go clockwise just because that's the direction that is most comfortable for me. Thinking I'm going to go around and stall down, down, left, left, up, up, right, right, before coming back around, yeah? Pretty cool, huh? All right, so let me show you that same drill in slow-mo. And again, because we can do this in together same, it means we can also do it in together opposites, in split time opposites, and in split time same direction. Again, because this is kind of a lot, I'm not going to give you all of those in this video, but if you want to check them out, you can see them as extras at my Patreon at patreon.com/DrexFactorPoi, and they're available at any reward level. So you can go check all of those out in slow-mo and see what they look like. Super cool. So I honestly think that being able to do stalls with the anti-spin flowers is like one of the most important things that you ever learn in terms of being able to do transitions and switching between timing and direction and everything. In fact, it is going to be the subject of a future video. But for right now, what I want you to get down is get comfortable with all 4 of those different stalls because they're going to be important. And of course, if you happen to be enough of a masochist that you want to give yourself a bigger challenge than this, you can always do so by checking out some of the courses on my learning site that cover some more advanced content. I actually recommend my Beyond the Basics course because it covers a lot of the intermediate stuff that we're not going to be covering in this series, including behind the back tricks and giants and things like that. And even better, it is available for a limited time for 50% off by using the code COVID-19. So go check that out and deepen your poi knowledge today, yeah? Please make sure to like, share, subscribe, comment, all of that good stuff, because it helps my videos be found by other people, and the more people watch these videos, the more friends we have out there that are spinning poi, which is going to make me happier, and I hope it makes you happier too. And of course, if you're enjoying this project and you're getting a lot out of it and everything, please consider signing up to support it over at Patreon, like all of these nice folks did. Patreon has been what is allowing me to stay fed and with a roof over my head for the past almost 3 months now. Good Lord, this has been an interesting year, right? Anyways, if you have the means, and I totally understand if you don't, but if you do, head on over to sign up at patreon.com/DrexFactorPoi. You can get access to my content early before the rest of the world does, as well as be able to vote on topics I tackle in the future and get some cool extra content as well, sometimes behind the scenes stuff. So go and check that out, yeah? Cool. So now that I have made you do all of the stalls, tomorrow we're going to play around with some interesting things that happen when we're trying to avoid stalls and go back and forth between different types of poi patterns and everything. That's right, we are going to start diving into caps, not the kind you wear on your head, but the obnoxious acronym in the poi world, and we will dive into why that's a thing tomorrow. I'll see you then. Peace.